With the 4 conditions announced this week that allowed the relaxation of the lockdown rules still being met, the time is getting nearer for Gibraltar's elderly to once again be able to take some exercise outdoors. Publication of the revised rules is imminent, with these including what has been described as a golden hour, when the over 70s will be able to go out and stretch their legs a little. It'll no doubt be welcomed by many after 5 weeks at home, but it won't come without a risk. So the advice for seniors remains the same. Stay at home and stay safe, as the cowardly virus preys on the elderly.
Such exercise, obviously, will be optional. Those who wish to can avail themselves of the opportunity. Many over 70s may well choose not to. But those who do must take great care. While they are at home, they're safe. Once they walk out of the door, there are risks. It is as simple as that. When the time comes, those who do exercise should stick to the household group. If you live alone, then walk alone. Maintain social distancing. You should not meet up with friends or family. This must not become an excuse to socialize. And as you make your way outdoors, be careful when touching things like lift buttons, door handles, and handrails, particularly if you walk down communal stairs. Do not sit anywhere. Exercise or walk and then leave. Do not touch your mouth, nose, or eyes at all. And wash your hands regularly, thoroughly when you return home.
Some over 70s have been impatient and have decided to risk it. The authorities have engaged with nearly 800 people since lockdown began, and of these, a quarter of them have been over 70. The latest figures provided by the RGP show that there have been 799 interventions. Among these, 699 have received warnings, 2 have been reported, and 68 people have physically been escorted back home. Commissioner Ian McGrail says it's evident that some people are applying their own criteria on the lockdown rules and considers that those looking for loopholes are an example of everything that's wrong with society. Mr. McGrail says the time has come for everyone to be socially responsible.
We are seeing friends pretending to be exercising when this activity should be carried out alone or with members of the same household. We are seeing groups of cyclists training together, defeating the purposes of social distancing and unnecessarily challenging the provisions of the regulations. We're seeing neighbours holding parties and barbecues in communal areas, boyfriends and girlfriends going in spins in cars, non-essential refurbishment works with groups of workmen within small commercial premises, gatherings of people, the type of which are not provided for in the regulations. We have also had to implement measures last week to control access to beaches and the Upper Rock after we saw too many people wanting to enjoy the good weather all at the same time and therefore compromising good social distancing rules. We have also noted a surge in speeding vehicles, believe it or not. Roads are less busy and some irresponsible motorists think it's the right time to race around as if they were in a circuit. Well, it's not the right time, it never is, and we are going to deal with these offending motorists robustly.
Both the Commissioner and the Deputy Chief Minister share the view that having got to the stage, no one should fall into the trap of complacency. There are still only 12 active COVID-19 cases out of 132 confirmed infections. The local figures are in stark contrast to those in other small European states, such as San Marino, Andorra, Liechtenstein, the Channel Islands and the Isle of Man, where collectively there have been nearly 2,000 cases, resulting in over 100 deaths. Dr. Garcia's opinion is that the ROC has much to be thankful for. He says we can be proud of how Gibraltar has prepared and of how everyone has pulled together. And he revealed that our preparedness will be boosted further as a result of a decision by the European Union to lift the restrictions on exports of PPE to the ROC, which since our departure from the EU in March had been considered a third country. High-level discussions between London and Brussels will shortly lead to an amendment to the EU regulations for exports to Gibraltar to be permitted going forward. Things are so far going well for the ROC. The roadmap to relax the lockdown restrictions is now on the Cabinet's agenda. But this will be done in an orderly and planned timetable. Rules can be loosened while retaining the option to tighten them again. The government is being prudent, as we have avoided a surge which may still come.